Last fall, we introduced on a segment that we were preparing an azalea bed here in our south gardens in our expansion area. We have taken the entire winter to prepare the soil and the planting bed for this day of planting the azaleas. And before we demonstrate some of the planting, I want to tell you a little bit about the area and how we worked it up. Notice that we're under some pine trees and pecan trees, and that's very crucial, especially this far west, to be trying to grow azaleas. You need to have them in a partial shaded area or protected area. But the other thing that I want to show you is that when we made these beds, we had to come in and amend the soil quite a bit to put organic matter. We were very careful not to till or to disturb the tree roots. Remember, a few weeks ago we told you that some 90% of the tree roots are in the top 12 inches of soil. So we built the beds up a little bit, no more than 6 inches as a general rule, and we lightly tilled to incorporate it so we did not do any damage to the tree roots. And that's very important if you're going to be planting around trees. Now, if you'll also notice, the center area here we mounded up a little bit because azaleas need good drainage, especially in the heavy clay soil that we have in Stillwater. So the majority of this is built up and incorporated just so we'd have a drainage area. Again, it's probably not more than 8 inches, and because it's in a certain area, we shouldn't have any problems in changing the planting depth of our roots, the trees and the root system either. Now, like I say, we have spent all winter just trying to work this soil up. We've got everything in here from peat moss, which makes the soil a little bit more acidic, to silage topping, to a sandy loam soil that we hauled in, and we have really got a lot of organic matter. We even chopped up some of our leaves that fell from the fall. Now remember, we took a soil test, and in that soil test it told us that our pH was a 5.8. Well, we've put on approximately 2 pounds of sulfur in this 100 square foot area to lower the pH 1 unit, so we hope we've got it down about 4.8. Then adjoining, where we'll also put some acidic ground covers in different plants later on, we've applied a little bit more sulfur. But once we get the azaleas planted and we've gone through this several months of winter, we hope to come back and do another soil test to know exactly what we're dealing with, because that will determine how we fertilize the plants. But also our phosphorus and potassium were both very high, so we didn't have to apply any of that, and our nitrogen was somewhat low, so we did put in a little bit of organic fertilizer. And what we're using is Organogrow earthworm castings. Now this is another Oklahoma product. This comes from the Long family in Enid, Oklahoma. And it does have some fertilizer in it as well. It has 1% nitrogen, of which 9/10 of that is water insoluble or slow release. It's got a little bit of phosphorus and potassium. And again, I want to show you it's nothing more than earthworm castings. And we have already incorporated that in the bed to give us a slow release organic fertilizer, which again the azaleas would like. And it's very low in P and K and just about right for nitrogen until we come in with another soil test. Now, anytime that you're going to be planting azaleas, you'll notice how hard that is for me to pull out because it's very root bound. So you may have to roll the pot around to break the root system up a little bit. Notice with azaleas, they're very root bound, so don't be afraid to come in and pull some of that root system off and break it up a little bit. You may even have to take a knife to sever it, but a lot of times you can plant them just like that when they're root bound and they'll never break away from that, and it's very hard for moisture to be absorbed into the root ball. So it's real crucial, again, that you break that apart. Now we're not putting any peat moss in by itself. Notice, again, we mixed all that ahead of time. So we plant it the same level that it was grown in the container. We'll mound that up, pack it down real nicely. And since it's on a slope, it's real crucial that we make just a little bit of a mound here, like we do on our trees, just to catch some of the water that's going to run off on that side. Now don't forget that azaleas need a lot of good moisture during the summertime, but they don't like to be in a soggy area, so they need good drainage, which we've provided. Remember, they need acidic soils. We're really going to have to pamper them a lot too. And just as a reminder, these azaleas, the variety, as you can see here, is a real pretty pink and white variegation. The variety is Capella, and our good friends at the Honor Heights Park or the Parks Department in Muskogee, Oklahoma donated this for our planting area. And if you'd like to see a lot of pretty color this year with the azaleas, don't forget about the 25th anniversary, which is the Azalea Festival this year, and the dates are April 4th through the 19th, and it includes 3 consecutive weekends, and it may be a little early this year because of the mild winter. But if you'd like more information on details, contact the Muskogee Chamber of Commerce at 918-682-2401 or the Parks Department at 918-682-6602. And both of these offices can give you more details on the 25th anniversary of the Azalea Festival. And we'd like to thank the Muskogee Parks Department for all their support in our Azalea project. And don't forget, they're going to take a lot of care during this summer.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. You can also find more recent videos on our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.